Okay, everyone, welcome back again to another episode of Take 5 at 5. And it's me, Jack, your host for today's session. And we are already at episode number 17. And today we'll be talking about coaching. So, all of you here who are tuning in with us right now, thank you very much for joining us. We are just going to start our show in a very short moment. But right now, what I want you to do is to help me to click the share button, share out, to all your friends on Facebook, so that they can come in today's session and also learn together with all of you here. And I know if you have been here, I know many of you have been following us since episode number 1, and we are very grateful that you've been supporting us. I know even before the show started, I've seen that there's about 14 likes and love. Yeah, it will be great if you can give me more likes and more loves. Okay. So with us today, we have a very special guest, which is Julia. And Julia is actually Julia.
Hi everybody.
Co-founder of Discovery Leadership Coaching, right? So thank you for joining us today, Julia.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, so everyone, please type down, say hi to Julia. Everyone, please type hi, Julia, comment down below. Yeah.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Take 5 at 5.
Okay, so very interesting. So today's session is going to be like a very casual style. So we also want to get a lot of interaction from the audience as well. So if you're watching this, as you are listening, if you've got a lot of questions, that are coming up, or probably there are certain things that, really match with what your experience before this, and you say, hey, I think this is me, right? So please comment down below and say, hey, I experienced this before. And I think point number 3 is very relevant to me. And I've just experienced it a few days ago. Okay. Now Houston is flashing all the people who say hi to us. Yeah, can you flash it one more time? Let's give a shout out to everyone who has been with us before 5 o'clock, right? So we have Mian. Hi, Mian. Hi, Surya. Okay, Surya is Julia's friend, right? Okay, hi, Jiseng. So Chi-Seng is our previous episode's guest speaker. Hi Chong. Okay, hi Jean. Okay, Emmy. Hi Emmy. So I'll see you tonight, Emmy. Okay, Chantel is already with us. CJ with us. Thank you. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Jean. All right, Jade. Yeah, Jade was our speaker for yesterday's session. Hi, Jade. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Hi, Catherine. Okay, we are very excited as well. Hi, Chantal. Yeah, Chantal will be our guest speaker for tomorrow. Wow, seems like our show, only those speakers watching only. Yeah. So the rest of you who are not the speaker, you're not going to come live or show, you're watching this, please comment down below and say, hey, I'm not a speaker. I'm always supporting your biggest supporter in your audience. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. Keep the comments coming in, keep the likes coming in, and remember to share it with your friends. And right now, we're going to deep dive into today's topic, which is talking about coaching, which is to unleash your true potential. And many of us has been talking about this topic, especially during this downturn, on this downtime. A lot of people saying that when we hit the ground, or we hit the rock bottom, right, that's where we bounce back, even higher. I think that's where people realize their true potential. So, but before we begin, maybe we should get to know a little bit more about our guest speaker today, Julia. So, Julia, can you share with us about, your professional background? Yeah.
Sure. Where do I start? Okay. In my previous profession, career, I had 25 years experience in the corporate, mainly in the area of sales and marketing. I was working in multinationals and mainly as a marketeer. Yeah. And
okay, so sales and marketing background.
Correct.
That's very interesting. So then, so very interesting. I just want to know more. How do you get from sales and marketing and now into professional coaching?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because during the last few years of my career in in my last company, which was Campbell Soup Southeast Asia, I had the opportunity to learn about coaching. And that was the time it really transformed me and allowed me to know what coaching is. Because only after the training did I realize, although I care so much about my direct reports, I was really a very directive boss. I was telling them what to do, in my generation, I was thinking, I should know the best. I should know more because I'm supposed to be the boss. So that was one eye opener. And that was the time when I realized that with the new generation, if you just tell, they will shut off and they're not engaged. And that was when it transformed me to be a coaching leader. And that drove me to decide that I want to spend the remainder part of my life to become a coach.
Oh, all right.
That's
Cool.
the
Very
journey,
interesting
yes.
story. Yeah, so but I'm very sure, a lot of our audience here today, right? There are some of them could be managers or could be in a supervisory position, right? I'm sure, there will come a time where sometimes they do ask themselves, as a boss, am I empowering my employees or am I, making them like what you mentioned just now, like shut off, So for those of you who are watching right now, right, probably maybe you want to comment with us, now thinking back, right, and Julia has just shared with us her experience when she was working, right, in the corporate world. She find that, she do scold her employees, right? So for those of you who are watching, do you catch yourself scolding your employees or not, right?
I didn't scold them, but I was telling them what to do.
Oh, okay. Telling them what to do, like, you like, tell people, hey, you do this, yeah, do that. Now, if you think you do that, comment one, comment one. If you think no, no, I don't, then comment two. All right, so 1 and 2. Okay, so as you comment down below, maybe we shall move on, right? So Julia, so coming to today's topic, very interesting, coaching, unleashing your true potential. Can you share with us a little bit more about, what you mean when you say, coaching can help us unleash our true potential?
Okay. I want to try to make today's sharing as simplistic as possible, but I still need to maybe give some clarity about what coaching means so I want to call up this, ICF is International Coach Federation's definition of what is coaching. So some of you may wonder. Actually, coaching is, so the keywords here are highlighted. Partnering. So it's a very important word here. Partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process. So you see the creative process and thought-provoking. So coaching is actually really a process where the coach partners with the client. And this partnership is really, really important. It's not like you are higher or lower than me. So it's a true partnership that makes coaching work. And that can allow, the partnership allows the coach to be able to inspire the client to maximize their personal as well as professional potential. Yeah, so this is really something that can be ongoing. It's a professional relationship where the coach can actually support the client to live a more fulfilling life, career or business, and improve business and in organizations. So to put it in a nutshell, actually, coaching has actually had has long been considered a valuable tool for leaders, especially during this COVID time, because this is the time when so much things is changing, so much things are changing. It's a VUCA world. You don't know what tomorrow brings, and leaders need to really be very agile, and this is where they can support. If they can be a coaching leader, they can support their staff so that they can be empowered to move in the direction that the company requires them to. So coaching is a very, very important tool for leaders at this time of our century, our time. It's because it's so moving so fast, so demanding, and then we just need that kind of support to help people become a better version of what they can be. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you say just now, I like that you mentioned the word VUCA. VUCA seems to be like the trend word right now, right? So for those of you who are watching, right, if you're not sure what VUCA is, VUCA is V stands for volatile, U stands for uncertain, C stands for complex, and A stands for ambiguity, right? So what Julia has shared with us is how coaching can be a useful tool right now in the VUCA situation or in the VUCA world. Yeah. So Julia, so how is it different, let's say 20 years before this or 30 years before this, and at this current point of time? Because I hear a lot of leaders who say that, 20 years ago when I started working, right, there's no such thing as empowerment. There's no such thing as engagement. There's no such thing as, coaching, What is it? When we go to work, we work, until very, very hard because we want to make a living. That is our survival. And, why is it different? Why today I need to do it to my staff? Why I need to do it to my employees? Yeah. So what has changed here then?
Very, very good question. Today we are dealing with very different set of behaviors, especially when we are dealing with the younger generation. The younger generation who are very, very opinionated, and they want empowerment and they want to be engaged. If your company say that, this company stands for preserving the earth, and when they come and join you, you are nothing about preserving the earth, they will quit, So it's not like during my time, you work for a company and you work at whatever your boss tells you. So today's world is very, very different. First of all, it's very fast. And everything is changing, like you say, the VUCA. And also, this generation is a very different kettle of fish. They want things now and they want things fast. And they have very strong values as well. If we don't engage them, they will feel that this is your project. It's nothing to do with me because you're telling me what to do. If it doesn't work, boss project, let it be. So the difference is you need to engage them, get them into your circle, empower them, and usually it's a collaborative idea and it's where they have the input. So it's my idea. I'm going to run with it. So instead of you chasing after them, and you always trying to ask them for results, they are running with the baton and you have to chase them and ask them what is happening because they are running with it. So it's a very, very different setup, and it's a very different world that we are in, especially with the, borderless condition that we are in now. We are working across borders. Everything is here and now, They can get the information so fast. Yes. So no longer that way. So we have to really adjust as well.
Yeah. So the times change, the talent that join the workforce also change. They are all different breed. Or can I say that we are all different breed, because I belong to the group, right? I belong to the younger generation. So we are all different breed. Yeah. So you should use different style, and one of the effective one is coaching, right? But when we talk about coaching, right, when we want to use it or we want to use coaching or implement coaching in the business context, right, definitely everything has to drive back in terms of performance. So how do you relate that? How do coaching then brings or increase the performance of the organization?
Okay, so because we're talking about coaching, we're talking about increasing performance, and then we also mentioned that coaching can unleash potential. So let's look at a formula by Sir John Whitmore that gives you an idea of how these are related. Okay, it's a very simple formula, but yet it's it's very, very
Profound.
very important to note what it can affect how we do. So in this formula, it says performance equals potential minus interference.
Interference.
Okay. We believe that every individual, every one of us, we are different, we are unique. And we have our potential that can be unlimited. It's just that the environment sometimes does not allow us to really show our true capability that is potential. So if in this formula you look at, there's this word called interference. If you take away interference, your capability can be as high and your performance will be as high as well. So, but there's always this thing called interference. So that and interference is a reverse ratio to potential here. You minus off. The more interference you have, it diminishes the potential and it diminishes your performance. So if you want peak performance, you need to find what are some of the interference here that you can take away to help your direct report or to help the person you coach to really unleash that real capability, true potential that they have. Yeah.
I see. Wow. This is very, very, very simple. Yet it actually is also actually quite profound when it comes to this talking about performance. So it's as though what I see here is that when you see that interference, if we can identify what the interference and we can remove the interference, right? It's as though you are saying that each and every one of us actually have a very high potential, and this potential then can be channeled to the performance of the organization. So I'm very interested to know what are some of the interference that we can remove. But before that, right, let's go to some of the questions from the audience. All right. So we have some questions from the audience. Okay, from AI Chan. Okay, AI Chan is asking, the definition of coach and mentor, is it different?
Yes, it's different. Okay. I shall give you an explanation to that. Coaching is different because, let me tell you about what mentoring is first. You normally have a mentor who is usually more experienced in the field that you are pursuing. For example, if you are an engineer, if you have a mentor, the mentor is likely to have more experience in that area. And a mentor and mentee relationship is usually a longer relationship, meaning part of it is to guide you and to develop you. Whereas a coach is different because the engagement with them usually is for a specific time. And the coach usually is more about coaching you at this moment to move forward. Whereas a mentor's relationship goes deeper. He knows you very well. He knows your dream. He knows, and he is someone to guide you along. So that is the main difference between a mentor and a coach. Yeah.
All right. And the next question is from Tan Hua Chai. He's asking, can one's interference be oneself?
Wow, that's a very good question. It's a very interesting one. Yes, you will be able to see some of some examples of what interference can be. Can we answer some questions? Then we will come to Brother Pachai's question again.
Okay, so Nivan here is asking, removing interference and uncovering potentials. How does a coach help? So where does the coach come in?
I'm going to give an example of how can you help your client recognize that interference or become aware of it. Okay, so here are some examples only. Okay, I can categorize this type of examples into two. One is really external. One is more internal. For example, if you find that your direct report lacks knowledge or skill, so this is not something that you just need to coach. It's something that you need to send them for training, because there is a skill gap, there is a knowledge gap. And this is where the trainer will come in better, okay, to help close the gap of the knowledge or skill. Or resources. You know, if you are supposed to produce a piece of artwork, but you're not given all the things that you need, so then it's not really what you can use the coach for in a maximal way, okay? Boss. So sometimes boss can be your deterrent. If you are a boss, this will be a good time to ask, am I a deterrent, or am I someone who enable my direct report to grow? So this, an example would be, let's say, take my own example. Okay, I was a deterrent to my staff then because they were very young. We were changing to IT-driven promotion at that time, because at that time, Facebook also was very new. We wanted to advertise our product, but I was not very conversant with Facebook. So I was a deterrent because I was like resisting. So then later on, they had to persuade me. And then we launched successfully using the new technology. So I was the deterrent. So a directive boss can be a deterrent. Okay, according to Hot Chai's question, yeah, sometimes we have a different mindset, or we have beliefs that are limiting, or we have assumptions that we are not aware that is limiting the potential. So this is where I'm going to give you an example that answers Niven's question as well. Recently, I have an opportunity to coach a fairly senior executive. Her topic was, I want to prepare a better presentation because I'm dealing with a group of people that I'm not usually associated with. So it's out of the box for me. So that's when the topic she came with. Okay. So I asked her to tell me more about her story. And that's when she told me that she needs to do a presentation in her expert field to share with a group of people. And this group of people, when the boss briefed her, the boss said, you know, this is a group of people that are very opinionated. They have their own views. And so the boss tell her who is this group of people. Due to confidentiality, I have to keep some of this general. So when she came to me, she was saying that, I have to present to this group of people who usually are very opinionated, negative or what. So when we had that conversation, it became clear to me that she has not met this group of people at all. She has a limiting assumption. So this is themselves, okay? It's from them. It's not from, in this case, she inherited or got the limiting assumption from the boss, and then she made her own. So I challenged her about, what are you assuming about this group of people? And because she's a very, very, she's also a coach, yeah. She's a more senior coach than me. So she immediately recognized that she is having this limiting assumption. And that allowed her to become aware that everything is working in her mind. There's no such thing outside there. And this group of people just want to know more about coaching, and she's preparing a presentation deck that is her specialty. So then,
so what I hear from you is that sometimes this interference, right, it is not only like only one interference out of the 8 that you've shared with us, right? Sometimes it could be a self-limiting belief that is inherited from the boss, and we ourselves made up our own assumptions and create this fear in ourselves. So it's like multiple what you call interference that's happening here. All right. So sometimes it's not only one, sometimes one could lead to another. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So coming to the next question, Bugs is asking, when do you know a person need a coaching, and when do you know if the person doesn't need coaching anymore? Yeah. How do you know whether this one I think need more, this one more jialat one. Okay, I need coach more. This one okay, never mind. This one quite okay one, good. Yeah.
Okay. Coaching is used for either leadership development, for performance, for personal development as well. So when it is coaching for awareness, sometimes, like for example, if one has limiting belief, one has low confidence, sometimes it's you have to coach the person first so that they can gain the confidence to become a great performer. So usually when we get an assignment, there is a specific objective and a goal, and if that goal has been achieved, for that particular goal that is agreed by the client and the stakeholder, which is the company, normally that would be the range of time. But of course, sometimes the individual, they have their personal things that want to be coached. So coaching is something that helps you move forward more positively, so that you can realize your better self and realize what you can do that you didn't know that you could. So the answer is actually it can be either commission to a certain time frame, or if it is not according to what company and you want, it could be your own personal development. If you feel that coaching helps you. So there are some clients of me who have been with me for a few years. They need me. They need my coaching to act as their mirror. Sometimes it's like just talking to me, let them think and let them see what they didn't see. Yeah.
Yeah. So that actually depends very much on the contracting phase before the coaching even start. What is the objective of the coaching session for? Then only we can determine when it is achieved and when it is not achieved. Even though if you're actually doing it internally with your staff, right? So if you are a coach, you can also tell your staff, in this coaching session, what we want to achieve. Even though there's no third party, even two party, it also works as well, right? Yeah.
Contracting is key. Yeah. And it's done. The goal is set by what they want to achieve is by the client, not the coach.
Yeah. So another thing is that Houston brought a question. Can one person coach himself or not? So can I coach myself or not? I don't want to have any external. Can I coach myself?
I think you can. You can. It's just that sometimes you may still need, because when I become a coachee or client, I find that my thoughts are also very muddled. Sometimes I need a coach to help me see my limiting assumptions or belief. So it is always better. You can self-coach to some extent, especially if you know how to coach someone. But a lot of time, I still have a coach for more important decisions and actions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the saying goes, doctor, rarely can treat themselves, right? Yeah, because I myself I'm also a certified coach. But I find that when I'm in the story, it helps or it makes it easier if I have another person. And most of the time, I normally call Julia. I say, Julia, I need a mentor coach. Yeah, can you mentor me? Or can you coach me? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So in the interest of time, let's just look at the last question. Then we will move on and then we will wrap up the session. Okay. So Niven, last question. Can anyone be coached? What about uncoachable stuff? Is there such thing as uncoachable stuff?
Great. Okay. Very good question. Yes. I would say most people can be coached. Before we say someone is uncoachable, usually I would also look at other factors, because the coach and the client, remember, is a full partnership. When it's full partnership means there must be a lot of trust. and believe in your coachee. If we had not established that, when the environment that they are being coached is not entirely open, and they don't feel safe to open up because they don't know whether this will result in what they say that will be taken up. So these are all very, very important. There might be a small percentage of the population. I will give you an example. I have so far in my 10 years experience, 2 people who are in that category. So when I coach them, they are very aware of what they are going through and where they are. It's almost like someone is in the manhole and you show them the mirror and they're fine that they're in the manhole. So they when there's a gap of where you are and where you want to be, there is always coaching to be done. When you don't think there is any gap, then there's very hard to coach.
Yeah, if you show them that, they're actually in a manhole and then, yeah, that's where I want to be. Then there's no gap. Then there's no gap. Then coaching doesn't work. Okay. So actually, Julia, you share with me. There's one story which I think I want to actually bring up. We actually go exceed our time, but I want to bring up the story that you share with me. I think this story is going to be very good for the audience, and probably you can share with us the story of the starfish. To sort of like close off today's session. Yeah, Julia.
Okay. So coaching to me is actually helping someone to be aware, to be more clear of what they really want, and to achieve more than what they thought they could. Yeah. So, and that means you're making a difference in someone's life. So this story I would like to share with you is something like what a coach can do. This story is about starfish. Some of you might have heard this story before. It's a story about a little girl walking along this beach with a lot of starfish that has been washed up. And if nothing happens to them, they will die. So this little girl was picking up the starfish and throwing back to the sea one at a time. And then came a man walking. What are you doing? There's so many. It's not possible for you to, help them all. So he walked along, and then the little girl picked one up, and threw it back into the sea. And he shouted at the man who happened to look back. He said, "That one make a difference." So we hope to make a difference one conversation at a time. Yeah.
All right. Wow. So that's the story of the starfish then. So in today's session, I hope each and every one of you, get to, understand more about coaching and learn more about how coaching can help you unleash your true potential or even the people that is around you. Yeah. So we have come to the end of the show. Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you everyone for watching. Julia, do you have any last message, for our audience here today?
Sure. For those of you who, because I'm sure there are a lot of leaders here, for those of you who are keen to know anything about coaching or coach training, you can always contact me and I will be more than willing to share.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to know more about coaching, Julia's contact is there. You can reach out to her. She's very friendly, Yeah, you can ask anything. Or if not, please comment down below. Even if you're watching this after the live broadcast, don't stop commenting. If you got any question, comment. We wouldn't know. Probably one day Julia will come back. When you comment, right, you tag Julia, you put the alias, then you tag Julia Lim. Right, then she'll come back and she'll answer your question down in the comment section. Right, and if you like today's session, and you love, you want Julia to come back on another episode as our guest speaker, comment 1 below. Comment 1. Hopefully, we would like to see more than one. All right. So comment down below 1 if you want to see Julia coming back our guest speaker in our future episode. Okay. And thank you very much again, Julia, for joining us and sharing with us a very deep and insightful conversation about coaching and how it actually helps to unleash our true potential. Okay, so before you go, just want to share with you. Yeah, thank you, Julia. We just want to share with all of you before you leave, right? Tomorrow, we will have another session of Take 5 at 5, and our guest speaker will be Chantal. Chantal is the managing director and founder of People High Consulting Group, and she'll be talking about 3 influential strategies for the new normal. And of course, with Chantel, tomorrow will be Houston, okay, which is currently Houston is on the backstage. And I'll be on the backstage tomorrow. And Houston will be Chantel. And remember to log in to our site, okay, and click the get reminder button so that you are notified when we are live tomorrow. So thank you very much again, everyone. Bye-bye.